got tonight?
Nothing, just from the heart. It's totally genuine. Also, I'll be using
I told you you're gonna bring gimmicks.
I'll be using my race gimmick, and you can't criticise anything I say about fat people because I'm fat gimmick.
You're swimming up. Like, is that gonna be a problem? When you lose weight?
If that ever is a problem, I'll be very surprised. And it's one that can be easily rectified with a lifestyle of pies and neglect. I think that's going to be my version of Jim Jarmusch's coffee and cigarettes, like just pies and sadness.
Gerard Paapu.
Hello, Kevin Club. First off, I've been having a lot of these chest pains. I've been having a lot of like really severe chest pains, and it feels really like I don't know what it is, but I think I might be dying. Also, have you ever had a feeling like you're telling a whole room something and you think, is this the right context to share this information? Any doctors in the audience? Rough. The reason this bothers me is not because I might die, because we're all going to die. The reason this bothers me is because I'm fat, because I'm a fat person. I have lived past the time I can no longer qualify for a taken before his time headline. You know, I'm going to get a headline at 33 that says, seems about right. Sometimes when I kind of intro this conversation and I say, I'm a fat person, I hear, oh, no, you're not. Just inside my head. I didn't know I was fat until I was pretty fat. And I was in an acting class and we were doing trust exercises. And the teacher said, I'm going to need to separate you into the light people and the heavier people. And I said, all right. And I put myself in this group without even thinking. And my teacher said, oh. Not even close. And that was, like, I looked at them and I looked at me and, that, like, literally I'd been so fat and I just didn't, in my mind, that I hadn't checked that box in my identity yet. And I was like, shit, this is the day I've got to, like, face myself. But also, the other thing I've learned today is that you can't trust skinny people. Because they will not catch you. But yeah, so I've been having these fucking big pains in my chest, these big pains, and like don't Google anything ever for any reason, but especially not health problems. If you're feeling chest pains or you're coughing or you're feeling a bit cancery, like if you Google any of those things, it's not good. But I googled it and I'm like, what are the symptoms of a heart attack? Because I should know so that, like, as I'm dying, I can think that was a heart attack, and just act smug about it. I looked it up. I googled it earlier. So I googled it and it's like, okay, you'll feel a feeling of fullness in your chest, and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling that, and it's like, all right, and you'll probably start farting and be gassy a lot, and I'm like, 24/7. That's me all the time. So I've been in a lot of work meetings lately, and like dying is kind of important, but you also don't want to interrupt people's PowerPoints. Like they put a lot of work into it. All the work where I could have been jogging, they've been making slides. So sometimes I just grin and bear it. I just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Just please continue. And then I make it out and I'm like, that probably wasn't a heart attack because I'm not dead. And I'm like, I don't want to Google any more things. But then I did. I Googled one more thing because, do you know how people choke to death in restaurants? 12-year-old boy. What do you... Seriously, is anyone doing door here? He looks like he's 5. No, you're beautiful. Well, that's weird. You're doing great. No, people choke in restaurants and they die, not because no one knows how to fix that. Everyone knows how to do it, you know, you give them the Heineken. And it's really easy. Anyone can do it. Wait staff are trained in it. You guys can all do it, right? Yeah, I'm sure. This is what happens. People start choking and they get embarrassed and they go hide in the bathroom and no one's there to save them. And that's basically what I was doing with my hopefully not a heart attacks. So I had to switch up my behavior. Instead of hiding it, every time I started feeling chest pain, I would grab the person sitting next to me and say, Liam, look me in the eyes for the next 2 minutes. I'm going to fart a lot and it's going to get intense. I eventually just had to go to a doctor again, and I had to say, hey, I'll be having these chest pains. And she's like, oh, okay. So when you have that pain, are you unable to speak? Do you fall on the floor? Are you completely incapacitated? And I'm like, oh, no, it's more like, oh. And she's like, that's not a heart attack. Here's some other things it could be. Do you want to take this quickies? Because I think you're having reflux. So I've wasted her time, I've wasted all of your time. I just shouldn't eat as many pies. I moved out of my hometown 4 years ago. I'm from South Auckland originally, and now I live in Wellington. Actually, right now I live in Island Bay. And going from Mangere to Island Bay is really, really different. Like, in Mangere, I was the whitest person in every room. Like, I know, right? And in Island Bay, I'm brown enough that when people say street names, they turn to look at me to check if they did. Like, I'll just be sitting at a cafe with my kid, and someone at another table will say, yeah, you have to turn left off of Taranaki. And I'll just be like, true. That's how different it is. It's weird. I saw some graffiti the other day in Island Bay that I found weirdly vindicating, like, because it feels like I'm very middle class now. I can't really, raise the fist and pretend that I'm on the right side during the class war. So any hint of oppression that I see, I can kind of grab onto it. I'm like, yes, feels like the old days. And next to a fire hydrant where there was some wet cement, someone had drawn a little swastika on an Island Bay. Why? But they'd done it, and I was like, "Oh, this is it! This is it! You can't get away from white supremacy and oppression anywhere." And then I thought about it for about 20 minutes, and I realized that this is definitely not a white kid at all. Because why do you do graffiti in your hometown? To piss off your dad, right? If you want to piss off your dad, that's definitely an Indian kid drawing a swastika and saying, "Fuck you, Dad! I'm gonna go join up with the neo-Nazis." And the dad's like, good luck, Sanjay, you can do it. I just want you to have some white friends. Thank you, Kevin Club. You guys have been great. Please give it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gerard Paapu.